What's up, guys? In this video, we're going to be talking about pets. It's a common question that everyone has in terms of what pet should I be using, why is this pet good, what skills should I be putting, what characteristics are good, etc. So I'm here after having done all the testing in relation to what a gold pet can do, what a rainbow pet can do, which ones you should be using in PvE, which ones you should be using in PvP, and overall, what is just good to use. So covering off what pets exist and what pets to be focused on, what everyone should be running otherwise. So realistically, there's only a few options for the most part. Vocal, if you're a P attack or M attack damage type, obviously that's everybody. For your crit focus class, you want to go yo-yo. The main reason is that yo-yo will give you the benefits of having more damage while your HP is above 70% for up to 10 seconds and the cooldown's only 20 seconds. Ideally, if you can get a rainbow yo-yo, it outperforms everything that's out right now. Because rather than it being based off of crit damage increase, it actually increases your final damage bonus, which is a part of the calculation that is completely not negated by anything other than final damage reduction. Anyways, moving into vocal, you have the P attack, you have the M attack, and you have the final damage bonus. So again, it's like the yo-yo rainbow, except with the negative effect that it can confuse you, potentially. It has a 10% chance to confuse you in all of these situations, whether you're taking the P attack version, M attack version, or the final damage bonus, which can get really annoying when you're in the midst of a major fight and you end up getting confused and end up fucking dying as a result. So vocal, tier-wise, it's not the greatest comparatively to the rainbow yo-yo, but if you don't have a rainbow yo-yo, vocal is your next bet if you're not a crit class, which is going to take the yo-yo. Mage classes, you're kind of shafted in terms of DPS. You ideally would swap these out based off of which boss type you're fighting that has a weakness to a certain elemental. However, don't worry too much about that. Don't waste your time on all of that shit. Leveling up different pets. Just get a vocal. Vocal's the answer. M attack vocal gives you 23% more M attack. Great for priests because your dots scale off M attack. Great for highwizards and what's the other class? Sages, because your skills scale off M attack. So getting a straight up M attack from your vocal is great. Moving on to PvP. This is where it gets interesting. If you're damage type, get an Isis. If you're damage type, get an Isis. If you're a mage damage type, get an Isis. If you're a physical damage type, get an Isis. It's not the same thing as the Isis that flew into the Twin Towers. Yeah, nothing really beats the Isis in PvP when it comes to being a damage type. It is just insane. As soon as you proc this damage, you notice it 100%, and it increases based on your pet star level, which makes it even fucking stronger. So let's say you have a rainbow Isis. Rainbow pets, for those of you who don't know, actually go to level 6 stars. So in situations where you have a rainbow Isis, you're doing 66% more final PvP physical damage bonus and final M damage bonus. And if you didn't notice the PvP component right here, that makes it so that you actually do a fuck ton of damage in PvP, because the only way to negate PvP damage is by PvP damage reduction. And with the way that the game is set up, PvP damage reduction can't necessarily compete with PvP damage bonus when you have the right build, which is why Isis, when it procs a skill, is just so busted. So yeah, PvP, if you're going damage type, get the Isis. Get the Sasquatch if you can't afford the Pharaoni as a control mage or a control priest or a control gypsy, control clown, control Synex or stalker, whatever that type is. Sasquatch or Pharaoni are your tiers or pets you want to take. Sasquatch is on the lower end, obviously. It just reduces the attacker's final speed and the final haste. However, Pharaoni, what it does is actually it gobbles them up, holds them in position for a few seconds based on the star level, and then does equal amounts of true damage to them based on the star level times a certain percentage. So, I mean, I've noticed myself as a priest doing no damage skills whatsoever, but somehow I end up with 4 million damage, and I wonder how. Maybe it has something to do with this Pharaoni eating their asses up and telling them that they can't move. Anyways, that being said, you want to be focusing on Pharaoni if you can get it. Purple's good, rainbow's even better. It holds them for longer, it does more damage to them as a result. However, if you can't afford it and you're free to play, just get the purple Sasquatch. It's not going to hurt you, it's not that bad, it's still really good as a control type. But yeah, other than that, if you see anyone using any other pets in PvP other than maybe the Mastering or Dragonfly or Eclipse, they're trolling. They're actively trolling, and you can call them out. I give you full permission. Call them out. Call them stupid. Call them whatever you want to call them. They are stupid. Isis, Mastering, Feroni, Dragonfly, or Eclipse. Those are the only pets that you should be using in PvP. Moving on. The pets that you want to use for life skilling. Obviously, Gerat for the mining speed. If you can get the mining speed characteristic on him, you save so much time. Energetic increases your mining speed by a fuck ton, especially when it's maxed. You want to be ensuring that what you have for your gathering pet is this little bee bitch. You want to get this smoky pet for fishing, and you want to be getting the what's it called? You can put any pet you want technically for the smelting. Ideally, what you do is you roll for pets that end up giving you a smelting characteristic. And in this case, I didn't do that, but if I were to go back and do it again, I would keep rolling characters or pets until I got a characteristic that gave me smelting bonus. There really isn't anything good that comes out of it. It's probably one that just gives you mood, but at the end of the day, it's better than nothing. Most recently, they actually came out with the baby Nian. I would say this pet is a PvE-centric pet, only for classes that have strong burst potential. So classes like champions, classes like snipers, classes like a Synex really benefit from running a Nian. But beyond that, I wouldn't suggest getting it if you don't really care or you're not that strong with deep damage type. And I'm sorry, mages, you're not that guy. Mage classes do not keep up with physical damage type classes in PvE. And I can tell you that as being a sage for over 6 months. I was a pure sage. I still have the staff to prove it. But I ended up having to swap, mainly because I literally found myself being useless in PvE. And that's why I swapped myself to priest. Most recently swapped over to book priest. And I'm finding myself being fucking OP. So you know what? Screw it. Moving into the characteristics you want to be taking. So I do have a mastering pet. I didn't cover this really quickly, but mastering is also a really good pet in PvE, mainly because if you can get the rainbow version of it, it rotates between these skills. Buffs rather than it being a random one of these buffs. So it's good in that sense because all of these are really good other than the one that probably does nothing for you, which is whatever, right? So in this case, I'm an M attack type class. I'll get an M attack bonus by running mastering 1 out of 4 chances, but 2 out of those 4 chances are actually damage boosts, whereas one of them is the damage reduction, and then the last one obviously does nothing for me. So in the end game, it does more than just having pure M attack or pure P attack from running a vocal, but it's not the end all be all, right? So that being said, I want to talk a little bit more about characteristics here now. Let's get into that. So what characteristics should you be taking? I'm not going to go into what you should be taking into what situations. For the most part, PvE is pretty straightforward. You want to be taking Singer wherever you can get it. You want to be taking large and medium size research wherever you can get it. So those 3 skills are going to be your main that you get as characteristics. For PvE pets where you only have 3 slots. If you have a 4th slot, I would get the assault leader attack here, because what it'll do is every time your pet attacks, it'll increase your final damage by 0.09% as a gold skill. And so when you multiply that by 20, that becomes 1.8%. So it's another 1.8% final damage bonus given to you by having this pet hit 20 times. So yeah, it's not the greatest, but it's better than nothing, right? If I was to say I wouldn't worry about trying to get small research, it's not the greatest. There's not a lot of small mobs. It's niche, similar to how all these other damage, research types are niche based on the types of mobs you're actively going to be fighting. So that's why I say to focus on Singer, large, and medium, because it's all encompassing in a lot of ways. Going over Doctor, really you don't care about this. It's only really good for the power rank pet, and really even then it's pointless. It's a wasted slot. I would say as a support class, if you're trying to be supporty and you want to just survive, get Sleepyhead, because it gives you HP back. You can get physical damage reflect, magic damage reflect. Beyond that, I wouldn't say you really need anything. You could get chanting or where is it here? Haste mastery. And what that'll do is based on the skills you take, it may end up helping to pop those skills more often if they have a cooldown associated to them or a variable chanting time associated to them. So that would be the only situation where I would suggest taking either of those two. But for the most part, don't worry about it. Just get the reflex and get your sleepyhead, because as a support, that's all you're really going to care about from your pet offering you, is that it exists, it helps to support a little bit, but beyond that, you don't really care. And that's pretty much it. Ignore everything else. I tried for the most part all of these, and they're all meh. The ones I've listed are the ones you want to focus on. So yeah, if you have any comments, let me know in the chat, in the comments below. If you have any questions, let me in the comments below. The last thing I want to call out is the pet skills. So something that they don't fucking tell you when you get these pets is rainbow pets all come with a specialized skill. Even the gold pets, they come with a specialized skill that takes up the 4th slot. All gold and rainbow pets come with a 4th slot for skills. And if you didn't know, that gold slot skill can be replaced. It has a very low chance to be, even when you don't have all your skills unlocked, but it can still be replaced. So let's say you have let's say you don't have any of your skills unlocked other than Acid Rain, in the case that you get a gold for Oni. Acid Rain can be overwritten, and I've seen it happen to people, and it triggers them. It happened to my Mastering. My Mastering lost its little special skill here. That's okay, because I got a different skill in there, which actually is better than what I had in there before. So it's whatever, but it can happen. So it's a chance that you take whenever you get a rainbow or gold pet that you can potentially replace its innate skill, and there's no way to get it back. You can send in a ticket, but they're not going to help you, because it says clearly on the rolling of these skills that there's an equal chance to replace all your skills. So yeah, take it with a grain of salt which one you replace and when you replace it.
Hey guys, so I'm just going to chime in here because I didn't have this chart when I first originally recorded this video, but looking at the white, blue, and purple pets, the position for the skills for 1, 2, 3 are relatively high, medium, and then low. And for the 3rd slot, it's obviously very, very low. So you want to be mindful of that. It's all RNG at the end of the day. However, that is what people have found to be the case at this stage. For orange and dream pets, they are the same rates because they actually unlock a 4th slot. So it evens out a little bit more and you have a better chance of unlocking your 3rd slot. However, you also have a chance to roll the 4th slot, in which you would overwrite the actual pet special skill that potentially comes with it if you get a gold or a rainbow pet. So I hope this information helps. I have found that this pet skill system is pretty annoying. However, it works out really well once you actually understand how to properly skill slot and get the skills you want in the right positions. At the end of the day, it's still RNG. Good luck.
So what I recommend people that are building a new class or a new pet is get as many books as you can, throw them all in there, and then start to fill in with the skills that you actually want. Unlocking it is different than actually having the slot unlocked. It increases the chance of you actually putting something else in there once it's unlocked. So that's why it's 2 different roles, and that's why I'd suggest running all your skills in there first before you put something that you actually want in there for the pet to have. At the end of the day, RNG is RNG. If you're gonna get fucked, you're gonna get fucked. So I'm sorry. I hope that helps. Finally, the gold pets I want to mention can only go up to level 5, whereas rainbow pets can go up to level 6 stars. I tested this today just to see if I could get a gold to level 6, and you can't. So keep that in mind if you're getting a gold versus a fantasy, what that offers you. And that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully that was helpful. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like and a comment and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay up to date with more from Tashay.